Come on, Mowgli, let's be on our way.
A very good morning, students. I am so glad to meet you all in our third class of chapter 3, Mowgli Finds His Family. My dear students, in today's session, I humbly request you to follow the SMS regulations carefully. That is, never forget to sanitize your hands properly. Whenever necessary, mask wearing. Whenever you are out, social distancing everywhere. My dear kids, do you understand this? First, try your best not to go out of your home unnecessarily. If at all, if you have to go, you must always wear mask and go. Then, when you return home from somewhere, don't forget to sanitize your hands. If possible, go for a complete bath. These precautions not only safeguards you from these kinds of pandemic diseases, but also protect you always from any kinds of acute or seasonal diseases. Once we have various kinds of measures which our great ancestors followed, which actually protected them from all kinds of disorders and diseases. But slowly they are vanishing. Not only that, some developing and developed countries take our methodologies, medicinal values, etc. and patronize, saying that they only discovered those were actually belong to our great nation. Let me share some examples of those medicinal practices or measures that is prevalent in our nation. First one, going early to bed. This enhances the functioning of certain organs like pancreas, spleen and kidneys. Second one, getting up early in the morning. This helps in initiating our brain and normal functioning of all internal organs. Third one, yoga. This not only modulates our physique but also initiates our mind and soul. Fourth one, applying cow dung before our house. This is a good antibiotic by nature and avoids the entry of germs via the foot of any strangers who come home. Fifth one, walking barefoot inside a temple on the rocks in a massage for our blood vessels in our foot as well as the stimulation for circulation. Sixth one, presence of spices in certain foods. Ginger cures mucus or cold. Clove is an antioxidant. Turmeric can kill germs. Even eating the food in a plantain leaf acts as an antioxidant. That is, it increases the oxygen level in our body. Seventh one, worshipping trees as God, which reduces cutting down of trees, that is deforestation. Eighth one, applying oil in hair, head, and going for a regular wash regularly cools your body as well as mind. Then, ninth one, rangoli, that is designed regularly before our homes with rice flour added. It is means of providing food for birds and small insects, especially ants. 10th one, even though there are plenty to discuss, let me limit with this point, that is sitting down on the ground and eating our food. This is a good for the proper bowel movement of food and proper digestion. Okay guys, if possible, try to know more about these values of our nation or of our ancestors. Time does not wait for us, so let me continue with our lesson. Last week, we learned the various characters of the story. We also learned that while the parental wolves were ready to take care of Mowgli, Sher Khan was aiming in killing Mowgli. This issue was taken to the council, where no one of the wolf pack was ready to support Mowgli and stand against Sher Khan. Meanwhile, a young wolf produced a law that if any two of the free people except the parents could support him, Mowgli could be with his family always. There came Baloo supporting Mowgli. But Akela, the head of the pack, expected another support for Mowgli. Brown bear are found across Eurasia and North America. Eurasia is the largest continental area on Earth, comprising all of Europe and Asia. But Eurasia as a whole is not a continent. Some major islands of Eurasia include Great Britain, Iceland, Ireland and Sri Lanka, as well as those of Japan, Philippines and most of Indonesia. Brown bear are the closest relative to the polar bear, which is much less variable in size and slightly bigger. In North America, the population of brown bear are called grizzly bears. Brown bear are found in various parts of Russia, Central Asia, China, Canada, United States, Finland, Iran, etc. The brown bear is recognized as a national and state animal in several European countries. Okay guys, now let us find whether another one is ready to stand for Mowgli. Like usual, I am going to continue from the textbook from where I left. When I read the book, kindly go through the screen and observe keenly. Are you ready guys? A black shadow dropped down into the circle. It was Bagheera, the black panther, inky black all over, but with the panther markings showing up in certain lights like the pattern of watered silk. Everybody knew Bagheera and nobody cared to cross his path, for he was as cunning as Tabaki, as bold as the wild buffalo, and as reckless as the wounded elephant. But he had a voice as soft as wild honey dripping from a tree, and a skin softer than dawn. Forest. Since there are more vegetation in a forest, forests purify air. They also bring abundant rainfall. The plants that are present in forests prevent soil erosion. Forests provide us with timber, wood pulp, firewood, medicinal herbs, rubber, gums, lac, honey and fruits. Forests are recreational spots. Forests provide a natural home for varied wildlife. Forests and wildlife are complementary to each other. The color of the panther was described in the para as black shadow. The black panther entered into the council for the first time in our story. Bagheera. The black panther is inky black all over its skin and fur, with the panther markings and certain lights like pattern of watered silk. Everybody knew about him, and nobody dared to cross his way. This meant that other of that forest had huge respect on Bahira, or other of that forest had a fear on Bahira. In the story, Bahira is described as cunning as Tabaki, as bold as wild buffalo, and as reckless as a wounded elephant. But he had a voice as soft as wild honey, dripping from a tree, and his skin softer than dawn. Black Panther. Black Panther is most frequently applied to black-coated leopard of Africa and Asia. They are characterized by a coat of black fur or large concentration of black spots set against a black background. These are endangered species. The animals that face a very high risk of extinction in the wild are collectively known as endangered species. That is, those animals are species which are killed continuously and slowly vanishing fully of this world. Endangered species include giant pandas, whooping cranes, blue whales, Asian elephants, sea otters, snow leopards, gorillas, tigers, Tasmanian devils, orangutans, etc. Black panther is the national animal of Gabon. Gabon is a country on the west coast of Central Africa, located on the equator. The official language here is French.
Oh, Akela, and here, the free people, he purred. I have no right in your assembly, but the law of the jungle says that if there is a doubt which is not a killing matter in regard to a new cub, the life of the cub may be bought at a price, and the law does not say who may or may not pay that price. Am I right?
Tabaki is an ally of Sher Khan. Tabaki is a village jackal in the Jungle Book. Tabaki is a village jackal in the Jungle Book, written by Rudyard Kipling. He feeds on scraps from either Sher Khan or the wolves of the Seonee pack. In some books, Tabaki is described as a hyena. Ally is someone who formally cooperates with another, or someone who combines or unites a resource or commodity with another for any mutual benefit. So, in that way, Tabaki feeds on the leftovers of those prey eaten by Sher Khan or other wolves of the pack. Bahira is described here as that much cunning as Tabaki. Generally, jackals are known for their cunningness, having or showing skills in achieving one's end by deceit or evasion is known as cunningness. Deceit is the act of causing someone to accept a false or invalid as true or valid. Wild buffaloes, also called as Asian or Asiatic buffaloes, which are found in the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. They have been listed as endangered since 1986. These animals weigh about 900 kilograms, that is 2000 pounds. Hence, Bahira is described as bold as a wild buffalo. Wild living organisms, either plants or animals that live or grow in natural environment, non-domesticated or non-cultivated, are known as wildlife. Next, Bahira is described as reckless as a wounded elephant. Reckless means careless about the danger or careless of the consequences of one's actions. Generally, elephants are noble animals that are always known for the heed or rec. That is, they will always pay care and attention over other things. Reckless means heedless, that is careless. When wounded elephant show less care over things. This is described here, that is Bahira always takes a step without a giving a second thought of what will happen next to him. Hence, Bahira is said as reckless as wounded elephant. The voice of Bahira is described as soft by the author. Do you remember the name of our author? Yes, very good students. It is a very famous Rudyard Kipling. He is the author of a story, Mowgli Finds His Family. The voice of Bahira is described as soft as like a honey. Here, honey is used for its sweetness. Usually, you all know that panthers don't have a sweet voice. Yet, with comparison with other cats of the forest, and also in comparison with his character, his voice is set straight by the author. And finally, the skin of Bahira is softer than dawn. Dawn is the time duration of early morning. When the sun rises, light begins to fall on earth. Here, author described as softer than a dawn for its glittering skin or fur. As I said in the description of black panthers, did you notice that? I said that panthers are characterized by a coat of black fur or large concentration of black spot set against a dark background. Like how light arising in the darkness prevailing in the very early morning, shining coloration is found on the skin of Bahira in a dark background. This is what the author tried to describe about Bahira purred. This is a common sound made by the most animals of cat family. It is a low continuous vibratory sound. Bahira also spoke beautifully in saving the young chap Mowgli. He addressed Akela and said that as per the law of the jungle, a new cub, if it is not a killing matter, can be bought for a price. That is, instead of killing or disturbing the new cub, another life can be sacrificed. He also adds that it need not be of the pack to produce that sacrifice. Anyone can pay the price, that is, any of the jungle can produce that particular sacrifice instead of Mowgli. My dear students, this is for what we were eagerly waiting for from last week. We were waiting for another support for our human cub. And secondly, we were waiting for what the Black Panther was supposed to utter in support of Mowgli.
Good, good, said the young wolves, who were always hungry. Listen to Bahira. The cub can be bought for a price. It is a law. Speak then.
Hearing the rule clarified by Bahira, the Black Panther, the young wolves who were already hungry agreed to the law of the jungle, that is, to buy something else for the price of that human cub, Mowgli. What can be brought for the price of Mowgli? Can you guess? Keep in mind, it is a jungle. Money or material which we think as priceless or valuable are not valued at all there. They are worthless. So, what else can be bought for the price of Mowgli? Listen carefully to the next paragraph. We shall be knowing about what is being paid for the life of Mowgli.
To kill a naked cub is a shame. Besides, he may make better sport for you. When he is grown, Baloo has spoken on his behalf. Now, to Baloo word, I will add one bull and a fat one, newly killed, not half a mile from here. If ye will accept the man's cub according to the law, is it difficult?
Bahira explained to the council that to kill a naked cub, that is a very small cub, it is shame. It's a shame. Already Baloo, the brown bear, had kept his point of law to the council. Onto this, Bahira added his point of view. Bahira promised to sacrifice a fat bull, that too a newly hunted or killed on behalf of the life of Mowgli. If the council is ready to accept, Bahira said that it will produce a sacrifice from a site which is not half a mile from there. 1 mile is approximately 1.6 kilometers or 5,280 feet. We have learned from this paragraph that the parent of Mowgli and the young wolves are almost satisfied with the loss kept forward the council by these two legends of the story, namely Ballu and Bahira. At first, head of the pack, Akela must be satisfied and should pass this rule to the pack. Secondly, the cunning and ferocious Shere Khan, who actually is not interested in Mowgli, should put to a position that he does not try other ways to poison the minds of pack. In hunting and eating Mowgli, the innocent human child, let us wait until tomorrow to know the climax of the story. Stay tuned tomorrow and let us finish this lesson without any tragedy ending. Sure, I hope the story would not end in a tragedy, so don't feel much, and after listening our class, get prepared for our online test so that you score almost full marks in all these tests. My dear guys, the online tests that are conducted now are so easy, unlike your normal routine tests or exam that are conducted in school during your normal days, because that will be difficult than these tests. Keeping this in mind, score full marks in all the online tests, and most probably you can easily score marks by mere keen observation of what is taught in my classes. Okay students, let me take a break now. Until tomorrow, meet you all tomorrow. Be safe always. Now, assignment session. Copy down the opposites and questions and answers displayed in the screen in your notebook neatly with, as usual, margin and date. Thank you. God be with you all.